Alright, so this was not the video I had intended today, okay? I got stung by a yellow jacket yesterday. So, before we dive into that, I'm Liv with Live Life Outdoors here in South Central Pennsylvania, roughly 6A, 6B for my zone. And I'm just kind of taking a walk in the garden this morning and, I don't know, just trying not to get stung by any more things. So, yesterday we had come out here and we dug this hole back here. So there's a hole right there, and we're gonna move our tree. That's a whole other story. But I'll show you which one it is over here. So that tree back there is going to get moved. So I'd come over here after we dug that hole, and I got the branches. I got like a rope tied around so that they would be out of our way. And then I had started digging around the base of it, and I really did not get more than like 2 shovels in, and I felt a severe pinch in my ankle, and I looked down and there was a yellow jacket stuck on top of my sock, like its stinger had gotten stuck in the sock. So that was super fun. You can see here, I got my ankle there. Now, I had a severe panic moment because if any of you follow, you guys know that I'm potentially deathly allergic to the stingy things. I know that because there's a family history, and I went and I had venom testing done about, I don't know, like a decade ago. So that was a severe panic moment. I went inside. I already had some things that I kept on hand for such scenarios. So I had liquid Benadryl, I took that. I had prednisone, I took that. And then I had my EpiPen on hand just in case. Thankfully, nothing happened. It hurt a lot, but my ankle really didn't swell much, in comparison to my other ankle. So I got very lucky, very thankful I did not have to go to the hospital for that. But I do want to talk about that. So people always will be in your comments when you talk about being afraid of getting stung by bees and such, that if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Well, first and foremost, yellow jackets are asshats, okay? Yellow jackets are just mean by nature. They don't care. You step the wrong way and a yellow jacket may decide to come after you. Now, the other thing about that is, these are zinnia seeds, by the way, and I'm just tossing them back into the bed here. But for any of you curious about zinnia seeds, all right, sidetrack. But anyways, all the stingy things, it doesn't matter what stingy thing it is, it gets to decide if it feels threatened by you. That's the thing. You could misplace your hand and a bee could be like, oh, nope, she was trying to get me. That's up to them on whether or not they think they feel threatened. So yeah, you could be minding your own business and you could be leaving them alone, but you could potentially do something, not towards them, but to them, they thought so. And then, hey, you got stung and you're potentially on your way to the hospital. So that's something that's very serious for people who are deathly allergic to bees, because a bee can literally kill them. A yellow jacket can kill them. A wasp can kill them. So then in my comment section, I don't want to see anyone saying at all about just leave them alone and they'll leave you alone. I don't want to see any of those comments because it happens to the best of us. It happens to us minding our own business. I was literally just at the base of the tree. I had already shooken the tree to make sure nothing was going to come out after me. They like to hang around in the grass. My bad for not wearing boots. I had sneakers on, but that wasn't enough. It could have stung me elsewhere. So that's the thing. Be very respectful of said allergies, because while for you it might just be a little annoyance, a pain in your ankle, as it turned out to be for me this time, for someone else, that's their life. They could actually die. And just a reminder that even if you have an EpiPen doesn't save your life, it prolongs it. It just keeps you alive for maybe the next 10 minutes. And this is from the allergist, okay? So one EpiPen is about 10 minutes, and then another EpiPen, if you have a dual set, hopefully another 10 minutes. In that time that you've used those, you have to get yourself emergency care. You have to be on your way in an ambulance to the hospital. And that's something too that you guys know I'd like to adventure. So that's a risk that I take doing that. And I actually have a podcast on that. That risk that I take when I adventure with stingy things and what that looks like for me. I'm going to put that up in the videos, or I think I have it linked on YouTube. If I don't, so if I have it linked on YouTube, I'll stick it up in the videos or in one of those little mini bars that shows up at the top, or I will link the Substack link for it because I know it's over there on that podcast. But yeah, just have respect for that for people, because it is a life and death matter for a lot of people. And many of us, we don't want to hide in our homes. We don't want to be just stuck permanently inside because we could get stung one day. I'm 36 years old. This is the first time I've ever been stung in my life. So yeah, it happens. It happens at random times. Some people it happens a lot to, but just have that grace for other people. All right, so that's really it for this video. Me telling you, rambling, showing you the garden, keeping an eye out for stingy things, showing you zinnia seeds, and I'll see you guys in the next one.